Ne, nu, eini. Tu čia. Tave velnis vėt. Eik, sako, eik, mano čia. Ai! Eik, kažkur. O, žiūrėjau. Vai, ką tu darai?
Svetlana, the firefly in the room.
Hello houseplant friends and welcome back to my channel. I was so excited to make this video as soon as possible, and finally this is happening because I could not film this during the winter, and finally spring came to Lithuania. The snow is melting, the sun is shining, and it feels really nice and not that warm yet. We still have snow, but it's melting, and that's really, you know, that feels good. I mean, I still live in Lithuania, so you never know. I mean, even the next day we can have minus 20 degrees in Celsius and huge, you know, storm of snow. But since it's not happening yet, let's enjoy the warm moments and let's remember the beautiful winter we have this year. And this is the time when our plants should be sleeping, you know, taking a nice huge nap like a hedgehogs, you know, in the forest. But you know what? This is not the case, because like half of my plants were not sleeping during this winter, and they were growing, they were blooming, and they were just going out of their mind. And I'm so down for it, because it always feels, you know, awesome when your plants are growing during summer. Then you know that you're doing everything right. But when it happens during winter, you just feel like a magician, because it's the time when plants should be asleep, but yours just for some reason keeps on growing, and it feels so much more special and random. And that's what this video will be about. I mean, you already saw by the title that today I will talk about 15 about 15 plants that were thriving during this winter. So without further ado, enough mumbling, and let's go and talk about my plants that just were awesome. So maybe let's start from the smaller plants, because as you can tell I have some big boys behind me, so I'll talk about them a little bit later. Let's just keep smaller plants out of my way. I want to start with the most amazing one, in my opinion. I mean, it's not the most amazing one, but it's still awesome. It's awesome, guys. So this is my whale Fin Sansevieria. It's not fitting in the frame, but guys, look at this baby. Just look at that. This is actually second baby it gave me. The first one is already growing its own babies, which is mind-blowing. I actually swapped the same baby but a little bit smaller with Veja from Veja channel, And she says that her whelphin is also growing a baby. So this means this mama whelphin is not only mama, she's a grandma right now. And while her baby is having a baby, she also is having a baby. And it's just awesome. It's just awesome, guys. Because just look at this. I just love how you can see a little bit of blue on it. Oh, I love it. I love it. But enough talking about you. I could talk about it all day. Let's talk about another babies. So this is my Zizi Zenzi. It's cute and I love the stems of it. But what I love even more, that it's growing me 2 new leaf stems. Just look at them. This one is actually for some reason curling around its mama. It looks just weird and cute at the same time. This one is already starting to open up the leaves, which is so fun. And actually, guys, since we're talking about zizis, what I noticed that zizis are growing during winter, and I thought maybe this is just happening to me, maybe I do something really right. But while watching other people's, videos, other plant tubers, talking with other people, all of them noticed that zizis are actually winter growers. So here I showed you my Zizi Zenzi. Over here you can see my Zizi Raven with completely new growth that is still neon, but it's turning black already, right? And then I actually wasn't in my office for maybe 3 months, right? Maybe even 4 months. At that time I noticed that my Zizi Zenzi at the office is actually growing a new leaf. And right now it's almost opened up. I will show you a picture that my co-worker sent me last week. She once again went to the office and gave me an update on my plants, obviously. So here you can tell that this Zizi Zenzi is just thriving. It's really thriving. At first I thought maybe there was a bloom, but nope, it was a leaf, which is really exciting. And then I have another Zizi, the regular one, and I bought it from the P.O.BOX store for I think maybe 14 euros, and it had maybe around 10 stems. And look at it right now, guys. It's going out of control. Actually, my boss, he's sitting next to me. We have desks next to each other, and he sent me a picture via Skype telling me, Svetlana, your plants are getting out of control and going to my space right now. Do something about it. I was like, what can we do? I'm at home. I mean, I'm glad they're thriving. So here's a picture how it looked like. And actually my co-worker sent me a picture last week, maybe Friday or so, that my colleagues, I don't even know, maybe that was my boss, I mean it's most likely that my boss duct taped all of the plant around so it would stay in place and wouldn't, break off, because the branches are enormous right now and it needs to be reported, even though I reported maybe half of the year ago. So it's insanely crazy. So this is about my zizis, right? But right now let's get back to my apartment and let's talk about the plants in my apartment. So let's jump into this side. So here I have my beautiful variegated Monstera. Over here it actually needs a little bit watering. It's a little bit wilty, right? But this plant is actually a present from my sister and I got it this November. And through this 4 months, no, not 4, around 4-ish, 3-ish months, right? It already gave me 2 beautiful new leaves. This one was almost half moon. This one is a little bit more variegated, differently. I don't want, to ruin it. Please take your time. And I just love this plant. It's really special for me. I love to see the roots in this spot. I mean, how crazy is that? This plant is thriving and it's winter outside. Like, what the heck? But I'm really happy. Actually, Monsteras are also, all Monsteras are growing right now, except that one you can see over here, but I'm having big troubles with it. I don't want to talk about it right now. Let's talk about happy stories, right? So almost all Monsteras in my collection right now are thriving, which is like awesome. awesome. Okay, and while I still hold this one, let's talk about my beautiful Alocasia Cuprea. Okay, so just look at this other side of the leaves. Oh, gorgeous. So as you can tell, it's thriving. This is the newest leaf and I love when they're so brand new and so shiny. It just looks so magical and weird. And I mean, I wish it was as big as this one that grew for me during autumn, I think. But this is still so fine. I'm so happy to see that I did not lost any leaves just to have this one new one, so it's, you know, getting more mature, and that makes me so happy. I actually in this pot have couple of them, and the smaller one is also having a spike, so soon I will see new leaf on this one as well. And this is so exciting, guys. Gorgeous, right? Right. Okay, let's jump to another babies. So here I have beautiful Sansevieria bird nest. It's really nasty, I'm really sorry, guys, but this one is actually rewarding me with beautiful baby. And I have this Sansevieria for maybe a year right now, maybe even more, I'm not even sure. And all of this time it was standing and not doing anything at all. During summertime it just stood there and did nothing at all. And finally it's giving me new beautiful growth. And it looks so cute. I love that it's right now a couple. I actually won't repot it, so I want to keep the mother plant and the baby plant next to each other, so the pot itself will be more fuller and will look more amazing, and I am really down for it. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's talk about another surprise. So this is my Alocasia Cuprea. This one is actually also from another plant tuber, but this one is from Germany. This is from Ellen from the Winding Leaf, and she gave me a beautiful Alocasia amazonica or Alocasia Cuprea. It was actually a small tiny baby, maybe this size. And during this autumn it lost all of its beautiful leaves. It had maybe 4 of them. They were not really big ones, but a little bit bigger than this one. And I was really happy about it because it was thriving. And then during the autumn it lost all of its leaves, and I was like, oh my gosh, what I did, why I killed it. Then I did more research, and it turns out that Alocasias go dormant, and that's what it was doing. Because I actually need to report it. Okay, we need to report it. But this is finally changing, guys, because the new leaves started to come out this December. And look at that, look at this beautiful brand new leaf. You can tell that the leaf is completely new on the Alocasia because it's really shiny right now, without any, you know, help from any, you know, cleaning or anything. So this is really gorgeous, and I cannot wait to see another spike coming. I mean, you can do it already, we're waiting. Let's talk about another surprise. So this is Philodendron xanadu, and it's gorgeous. I love it so much. This one is actually also from a swap. This one was with another plant tuber from Lithuania, Vėja Mažyka. I already talked with you about her. And this is a Philodendron xanadu I got from her, and I got it as a 1-leaf cutting. There was this 1 leaf. It actually was attacked by thrips, but I won the fight. I killed them all, and this one not only rewarded me with beautiful root growth, as you can tell. I love clear pots sometimes, guys. Oh my gosh, just look at it, right? It rewarded me not only with beautiful root system, but also gave me beautiful brand new leaf. And as you can tell, another spike is on the way. So this plant is really fast grower, because I was fighting thrips, I think probably in November. And since then it already managed to grow beautiful healthy roots because it did not have any. It started to grow 1 beautiful leaf, and right now another one on the way. Like, oh my gosh, yes, slay girl, do it. Oh my gosh, I love it. Let's talk about a trailing plant. I have this beautiful satin pothos. This one actually came from me all the way from the Ireland. And this one is from my friend Aiste. Aiste, hi if you're watching. Just look at your baby. It's a little bit thirsty. We'll work on that. But actually, guys, I was so happy with this beautiful growth of this plant. Wait. Oh, okay. What? I forgot I put a branch on top. So wait, okay, so it's long. It's really long. That's what she said. So yes, this is a plant that just can't stop growing, guys. I actually propagated it. I cut off maybe 1/3 of these branches, and guess what? They just keeps on coming back. I mean, you can tell this is where I cut it, and here I also already have 3 new leaves. 4th one is on the way. Here I cut it in here as well, and as you can tell, the branches just keeps on popping up. The new leaves are popping up, and this is so amazing. I mean, this is the plant that I was a little bit worried about, because, you know, by the look on the leaves, they looked, you know, so velvety, and I thought, okay, this one should be really difficult one. But that wasn't the case, guys. I mean, they're so easy to take care of, and I love it, guys. I really love it. Okay, let's talk about Sansevieria that we haven't seen in a while on my channel. Okay, it's heavy. I just watered my plants a couple days ago, so most of them are pretty heavy. Let's talk about my Sansevieria Moonshine. And guys, look at this bush. OMG. You can see by the color of the newest leaves, this one. Beautiful, beautiful, silvery, bluish, greenish. It looks like a beautiful, minty, I don't even know, guys. This is really beautiful color, and I'm so in love with this new, I mean, I don't have words, guys. I'm really in love with the Sansevieria. This one is actually one of my favorite plants, and it's so easy to grow. It gave me a bunch of new babies. Would you call them babies? Just look at the size. They all are huge, and this makes me so happy. I actually probably will need to repot it this spring. Guys, so many repottings are on the way because lots of my plants are getting out of control, going crazy. Just look, the growths all over the sides. I love these colors. Just look at all of those new colors. How exciting. How exciting, guys. Actually, right now we're getting bigger and bigger, so let's talk about another propagated plant. This is my Raphidophora. Oh my gosh, I actually need to report this one as well because the mouse pole is real and stable. But this is my Raphidophora tetrasperma, and I made an experiment maybe 3 months ago. I cut off over here, you can tell, this is the cutted part, right? And I cut it to propagate because it was getting out of control. But once again, guys, look, it's growing a completely new top over here, and it's already have 4 pretty big leaves, which is really exciting and really unexpected, right? So instead of, you know, staying dormant during winter months because I cut it off, you know, so much stress and stuff, it decided to keep on growing because why the heck not? I love it. Let's talk about the aloe. Okay, so this one you have seen not that long ago. This is my aloe that I rescued from the garbage container. Very beautiful story. If you want to hear the full story about this aloe, I actually have a full playlist on my channel that is called Rescued Houseplants. There you can see all of my beautiful rescue stories with footages and stuff. And this is the plant that I also rescued, and by the looking inside of the plant, I mean in the very here, this is the part where this plant grew in my care. This plant, guys, is actually standing on top of my wardrobe, so it doesn't get too much sun. It's actually standing on in my other room, and that room isn't very light. And guys, just look at it. It's actually have a full root system. It's not falling over, even though it was a cutting when I found it. So not only it grew a beautiful root system, it also gave so many new beautiful and healthy looking leaves. Just look at this monster. It doesn't fit in the frame. How crazy! How crazy is that, guys? Guys, it's like an exercise. Woo! Okay. So right now, let's jump into my bigger plants. So here you can see my beautiful Pachira Aquatica, or Chinese money plant. And you cannot see it all. I will bend it a little bit. So here is my beautiful Pachira Aquatica. It's actually a full-size tree, and it was about 2 meters high when I cut all of the leaves, all of the branches, I'm sorry, on top. You can tell over here, right? I don't know how to show you guys. You see? All of them were cut over here, and look at that, so many new branches are on the way. This one tiny, small, beautiful. This one is new. This one full is new. This one small one hiding in here is also pretty. Ooh, okay. This one is also new. Look at that. So every single branch I have in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 branches, every single one of them is giving me new growth. So this is so exciting because I will be able to, you know, work with it, play with it, maybe make some beautiful form. maybe braid them, I don't know, guys. But this is the plant that really makes me happy, and this was one of the first rescues that was so extreme and huge. Yes, this is a rescue, guys. I found it, and as you can tell, it's big. It's actually growing a new growth here in the, oh, you can see a little bit. It's also growing new branches from the bottom of the branches of the stems. So this plant is really happy, and that makes me really happy as well. And we have 2 plants left, so I want to talk about this monster. This one is actually this one is actually an experiment, guys. It's growing in clay pebbles. So it was growing in clay pebbles when I got from the store. I actually bought this one on a discount because all of the leaves were like this one, and all of the tops were cut off, and the roots were in a big damage from the root rot. So it was, you know, it was like 50-50 if this plant will survive or not. And I paid 20 euros, so it's around $23 for this one. And I did not want it to make even more stress for it and change it to the soil, because it was growing all of its life probably in the pebbles. So I kept on pebbles and put in even more when I was repotting it. So I gave it a bigger pot, gave it so much more pebbles, and here we are. It's growing, guys. Actually, in this autumn it lost maybe 3 leaves, this size leaves, and it's always so sad to lose big huge leaves like this one, because it's just really stressful, and you know that it takes so much time to grow this size leaves, right? But what was really exciting, that from the cutted parts, you know, from the cutted tops, it started to grow new leaves for me. So as you can tell by this one, looking at this one, looking at this one, these leaves are completely new. And here you can see another spike coming off. In here you can, okay, you can't, but there are even more spikes. In this pot I have 3 monsteras, and each of them are growing new leaves as we speak, which is insane, because it was standing next to my wooden window. It's not pretty warm spot, so I really was sure that this plant will be pretty dormant and, you know, waiting for the spring. But as soon as the snow stopped falling in Lithuania and the sun started to come out, it started to be crazy, guys, and I'm really in love with that. And I also want to speak about another monstera. Okay, this is so dangerous. Okay, so this is my another monstera. This one is actually one of my first monsteras ever. I bought it in a grocery store for around 15 euros, I think, and it had maybe 4 leaves. This actually was a plant that taught me how to water plants in my collection, because I tended to overwater it. So it had some problems with rots on the root system, but I think finally I found a schedule, and finally I understand when it's speaking to me. Whenever I see the plant starting to be a little bit wilty, I know it's time to water it. And as you can tell, the new leaves are coming finally. Oh my gosh, this is so rewarding, because actually this monstera had a thrips infestation once again, and it was a pretty big plant, and it was really difficult to find them all, to, you know, to always keep an eye on it. I actually had to cut off top leaves, as you can tell, over here and over here. But finally the new leaves are here. And this makes me so happy, guys. And this is all of the plants that were completely crazy. Don't get me wrong, I have so many more plants that were growing during this winter, but these are particular plants that showed me the most growth, the most changes in their, you know, appearance, and these are the ones that deserve the Hall of Fame. I wanted to say shame. The Hall of Fame, you know, these are the stars of my collection at this time. No offense, other plants. So since this video is pretty long, today I will teach you only in 2 languages, in Russian and Lithuanian, how to say a fast growing plant. So prepare. So if you want to say, you already know how to say plant in Russian, right? Because I taught you. Растение. In Russian, растение. Yes. So if you want to say that this plant is growing really quickly, you need to say это растение растет очень быстро. Once again. Это растение растет очень быстро. Ta-da! And if you want to say the same phrase in Lithuanian, this plant grows really quickly. You need to say šis augalas auga labai greitai. Once again, šis augalas auga labai greitai. Ta-da! Okay, I know these ones are pretty long phrases, but I bet that sometimes it's interesting not to hear, specific, couple words, but to hear the words in whole sentences. So this is exactly what I did today. Let me know if that works for you or you want to go back to the phrases of couple words. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Let's chat in the comment section down below about your craziest growth on your plants. Share which one was, the most surprising to you. Don't forget to like this video, and I will see you very soon. Bye!